Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. We have game two here between the Toronto Raptors and the Philadelphia 76ers. And already we've got a shot up and we've already got 3 points here for the Raptors. So how about that from deep downtown range? And so the Toronto Raptors get the first points of the game. They're up 3-0 in this one. 76ers give it to James Harden. He's got it up top here. Joel Embiid working to get open here. Defense certainly don't want Joel Embiid to take over in this one. It's going to be stoppage of play here. And again, right now, the 76ers, they are favorites to win this series here. I personally would like to see the 76ers win. And I want to see how far can the 76ers team go. I feel that this team is a team that has a lot of pressure. And by that, because of the acquisition of obviously James Harden, you got to win. When you make that kind of a move, you've got to start winning and at least make a deep playoff run this year, I feel. Meanwhile, Toronto gets the rebound. Brings it up court, working it around, gets it inside, and that's going to be 2 points. So they're up 5-0 in this one. 76ers with the basketball right now. Joel Embiid has it, gives it off. Harris gets inside and gets fouled. Okay. So it's going to send him to the free throw line here. They're inbound ball here. They give it to James Harden. Gives it back to Embiid. He's back to the basket. Takes the dribble. Two guys get on him. Puts up the difficult shot there. Missed that one. Raptors get the rebound. Makes the pass. Going to put it from downtown. And he missed that one. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession will stay with the 76ers. It'll stay with the Toronto Raptors. And again, right now, the Raptors are up 5-0 in this one. And already, we've got things getting very physical down there. Let's see who's this between. I see Joel Embiid in the middle here. So already, this game just getting started, and there's already a lot of talking, a lot of chirping. That's playoff basketball for you. And again, that little dust up there between those two teams goes to set the tone for the rest of the night. I expect a lot of physicality in this one. And again, right now, all right, so it's looking like they're going to go the direction of a double technical foul here between Joel Embiid and let's see. So, yeah, we've got that double tech there. So, Toronto inbounds the ball, gets it in a corner. Trying to take his defender, goes inside, kicks it back out in the corner for three. Gets it to fall. So, Toronto coming out early and often in this matchup. They're up 8-0 in this one over the 76ers. Harden bringing the ball up cross half court here. Sets the screen for him. He wants to get the ball to Joel Embiid here. They're not going to let that happen easy. Goes inside, takes the contact, gets the basket. All right, first points of the game for the 76ers. Raptors with the basketball, pulls up from downtown and hits it just like that. Toronto definitely woke up on the right side of the bed today, and they are up 11-2 right now. 76ers with the basketball, working it around the perimeter here. Sets the screen for him. That's going to be a turnover. Can the Raptors capitalize? Gets it inside. Out of bounds there, and possession will stay with the Raptors. So right now, Toronto coming out with a lot of energy early in this one. Raptors looking to inbound the ball. Gets it inbounded on the corner for three. Oh, that one came out. It looked like it was going to fall in, but it rolled out. 76ers with the basketball. Harris has it. Kicks it out. Now Harden's got it. Going to try to set the screen for him. Joel Embiid posting up down low. Gets the ball to him. You see all the defenders come towards him once he gets the ball. That's going to be a foul right there against the Toronto Raptors. So you've got Embiid going to the free throw line here. Let's see if Embiid can make these free throws. First free throw attempt coming up. Gets that one to fall. 11-3 is our score right now. The Raptors up by 8. Joel Embiid's got one more free throw coming up. In game 1, he dropped 19 points out there, along with 15 rebounds. 2 for 2 at the free throw line. All right, Raptors bringing up the basketball here. 76ers trying to play them close defense up the court. Sets the screen for him. Drives inside. Kicks it out. Pulls the three. Misses that one. Again, already early in this one, Toronto's been hitting those threes already early. That was Trent Jr. there with the miss. Again, we're here in the first quarter with about 8 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Raptors up 11-4. Harden with it. Kicks it in the corner for 3. Misses that one. Harden gets the rebound. Gonna turn it over there. Raptors with the basketball. Let's see how they play this. Drives inside. Puts it up there. No good. Guys diving for the ball. Joel Embiid comes up with it. He brings it up court himself. Makes the pass to Harden, who gives it back to Embiid. Embiid goes inside, and oh, man, what a tackle of a move right there. Not going to lie, that was an aggressive foul right there, but you got to do what you got to do to get the big man down. All right, so right now we'll see what the officials say about this. All right, so right now they're checking the replay to determine just exactly how much of a foul was this. Was it excessive? And again, it's under official review currently right now. And the score right now is Raptors 11, 76ers 4. Here in the first quarter at about 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go. All right, so we're going to get some free throws coming up here for Joel Embiid. He's at the free throw line. And again, they call it a common foul there. First free throw attempt is up. Misses that one. All right, here goes the second free throw attempt. All right, so 1 of 2 at the free throw line there after that foul. Again, the Raptors lead this one 11-5. They cross half court right now. Ball at the top. Sets the screen. Directing traffic. Pass the ball. That's going to be a turnover. Harden kicks it up court there. Too far up court. Gives it to Embiid, who gets down in there and gets the 2 points. 11-7. So the Raptors cross half court, up by 4 right now. Has the ball inside, puts it up, and gets the 2 points. All right, 13-7. Harden has the ball here for the 76ers. up top. Gives it to Embiid. He passes it to Harris. Makes the pass to Green. Now Harden has it again up top. Puts the shot up there. There was only about 2 seconds on the shot clock there when he put the shot up there. Draw the foul on that one. That's what Harden does best. And so, all right, so I'm noticing right now that I cannot see the chats that you guys are sending here. So I apologize about that, guys. And so, but yeah, I'll try to go ahead and fix this. All right, let's see. Let me try to see. All right, let's see if that fixed the problem of me not seeing the chats that's coming up. All right, so I don't think I can see the old chats here, but I'm hoping I should be able to see the new ones here. But I see that Old Man Mob is on the stream. What's good with you, old man? What's good with you? Then I also see that Nikki's here. How are you doing? Meanwhile, we've got the Raptors here up top. Puts it up. That's a miss. All right, Harden's got it. Makes the pass to Embiid, who goes inside and finishes with the score plus the and one opportunity here. And the 76ers have an opportunity to tie this one up if Embiid can hit the free throw. Again, right now I can't see the comments here, but let's see if we can get this going. All right, perfect. So we got this fixed here. Apologize about that. And yes, so everybody that's been on the stream here, apologize about that. But from here on, we should have this working out. Perfect. So old man says, JB, these dang Bill fans won't leave us alone. They love to hack us. That is for sure. I know exactly what you mean. But yeah, they love to hate us. Alan, what's good with you? Alan? How's it going? Who you got winning this one? Yeah, who do you guys have winning this one? And yeah, apologize about earlier there. I had to restart this in order to see the comments here, but it's working now. Let's see. Old man says Raptors winning this, in my opinion. And so, I mean, the Raptors, they're coming out. They're hitting shots. If they can keep that momentum going, they very well could win it. But, I mean, they were shooting lights out from outside. And if they can consistently do that for 4 quarters, they'll be in the game. That is for sure. And so, but I'm going to go 76ers with this one. I think they get it going. And when they really get it going, they're going to get it going. So I'm going to go 76ers on this one. Let's see. Alan says he's got the Raptors be a close game. And so bet. So, yeah, the Raptors in a close game. And so, all right. So we've got 2 for the Raptors. And I'm the lone 76ers here right now. That is for sure. But yeah, with all these different playoff games that we're getting to see, I mean, I'm just excited about the play of the younger people in the league. And by younger people, I mean the guys that are like, I'll say 24 or younger. They're really going out there and balling out as if they've been in the, doing this for a long time. And so I'm encouraged to see that around the NBA, honestly. It's been fun to watch. Let's see, old man says, JB, did you see AJ Brown tweet? And so what did AJ Brown tweet? What did he tweet? I hope he's coming to visit the Pats as well. That would be nice. But what did he tweet? Let's see. Let's see. Alan says, what do you think be the Lakers' next coach? So who should be the Lakers' next head coach? In my opinion, I've always wanted to see Mark Jackson get that role. I know that's probably not going to happen, honestly. But if it is a coach that's last name is Jackson, I want to see it be Mark Jackson. Honestly, I feel like he'd be a great job. I know the Lakers just aren't the type of team that, how can I put it? I feel Mark Jackson is the perfect coach to help you build a team. It's just the Lakers don't have that kind of patience, nor will they want someone that's pretty much his own man like Mark Jackson is. He's kind of coach. He's not going to come in there and just beat to the dance to the tune that they want him to dance to. So, but I would love to see that happen. I would love to see that happen. Let's see. Old man says, okay, so this is regarding the AJ Brown tweet where he says, I'm a diva and a bad teammate all of a sudden. LOL, okay. Do what you have to do then, and so will I. And so, ooh. I wonder who he was referring to on that one. I wonder who he was referring to on that one. But that's, hey, I mean, if he's got problems down there, he can come to Boston, come to the Pats. We'll accept him. Meanwhile, Toronto with the basketball here, sets the screen, makes the pass there to the forward. He kicks it down low, working the ball around the perimeter here. They've been doing a tremendous job with their three-point shooting so far in this one. Takes the dribble, takes the jump shot, missed that one. Rebound, 76ers. Gives it up to Harden. Harden kicks it in the corner for Green. And Green gets that one to fall. Okay, 16-13. Again, already the 76ers are already in the bonus in this one. Again, this game started off extremely physical in this one, and I expect that to be the case throughout the rest of the way. We've got about 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Let's see. Van Vliet, he has the ball here, kicks it in the corner. Pulls up for the jumper, misses that one. Stepped out, so yeah, basketball's going to be going to the 76ers possession here. '76ers have it. Working to get open there. A lot of screens being ran. All right, we've got a foul here. Let's see. Old man says, I say hell with it. Offer them the 21st pick. Brown is better than any receiver in the draft, and give Mac a true number one. So old man says, go ahead and pull the trigger if we can do it. I mean, if we're just talking just the first, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. All right, Embiid's at the free throw line here. Puts it up. That is good. 76ers lead this one 17-13 right now. After Toronto jumped out extremely early in this one, 76ers have been storming as of late. Second free throw attempt coming up here for Embiid. And that free throw is good, 18-13. Let's see, old man says, don't forget he is a Patriots fan and said he wouldn't be surprised if he's a Patriot in an interview before he was drafted. And so that is true. I remember that. That is true. And I would love to have him on the Patriots. He should have been the pick a long time ago. Let's fix that mistake right there. We can send N'Keal Harry to the Titans to make up for that. So I'll find a way to ship him off somewhere. Meanwhile, Harden has it. A lot of dribbling here. Goes inside, puts up the tough shot, gets nothing there. Toronto Raptors with the basketball. Gets it down low. Makes the pass up top. Bounce pass down low. Oh, they're going to call the foul there. They're going to call the foul there. Let's see, old man says, people saying he wants to get paid. Okay, pay him, but make it a big signing bonus and have that cap hit low this year and have a bigger hit next year when we have 90+ mil. Absolutely. There's always a way to work around it if you really want to pay someone that money. I mean, heck, look at what the Cleveland Browns are currently doing. Not only did they pay Watson, but man, they rewarded Ward with a big contract. And so I was surprised myself with the amount of money there. And Denzel Ward, I mean, one of the last great Buckeyes to come through Ohio State at defensive back as of late. So definitely happy that he got that money. Definitely happy he got that money. But absolutely agree with that. Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors have the basketball. up top here. He's going to try to take his defender. Gets to the block. Kicks it out for three. And gets it. Van Fleet hits that one from three. And we're all tied up in this one, 18-18. 76ers inbound the ball. James Harden has it again. They are in the bonus. Harden crosses half court here. Embiid shoots that screen for him. Passes it to Embiid, who goes inside. Draws the foul. Going to be going back to the free throw line. Look at that. With one dribble, he was already basically that close to the rim. It's tough to guard a big man like that. And you know when you foul him, he's a very capable free throw shooter. And again, now is the perfect time, if you haven't done so already, to make sure that you guys do leave a like on the stream here. And also, if you're somebody that's new, make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. Joel Embiid makes the first free throw attempt. Let's see. Old man says these Raptors not playing. They know Harden can get hot and can get 7 threes quick. And by the way, old man, not sure if you were on at that time, but yesterday we did have 80s come through for a brief moment yesterday on the stream. So that was great to see 80s back, and that was fantastic. And so he stopped by to say hello. He said he should be, hopefully, coming back to the stream sometime soon. So definitely looking forward to seeing him back in future streams. Meanwhile, the Raptors with the basketball here. Drives inside there. Unable to finish, but does draw the contact there. So he'll be going to the free throw line. All right, so here goes the first free throw coming up. Hits the first one. Let's see. Allen says, before I watched your show, I was playing Madden from 1990 on Sega. And so, good old Sega. Now, that brings back lots of memories right there. But, yeah, 1990. Who was on the cover of – was it Madden himself on the cover of that one? All right, so 2 for 2 at the free throw line here. So, we're all tied up 20-20 here. 76ers with the basketball crossing half court. Gives the ball to Joel Embiid. Kicks it in the opposite corner there for three. Missed that one. Rebound by the Raptors. Actually, earlier today, I did get the chance to play one of my favorite college football games. It was the NCAA 08 version of that one. And so I did play that one. It was extremely fun to play that old classic again. So absolutely know what you mean by playing those classics there. They are still extremely fun. Meanwhile, 76ers gets inside, puts it up, and that's good. All right, we are all tied up here, 22-22, and we got about 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, I'm glad he's getting better. Hope you're ready because 80 is going to be come hard for you with his craziness. And so you already know. Every time we see Baker go out there and throw a pick, he's going to be saying, JB, where were you? Absolutely. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid kicks it out. They give it back to him. Two guys get to him every time he gets to the basketball there. That's gonna give them 2 points right there. Give them 2 points there with that basket interference. Absolutely. And again, we're here in the first quarter right now, and the Toronto Raptors lead this one 25-24. With about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. All right, and so, yeah, we're going to have a personal foul and a full timeout just called here by the Toronto Raptors here. And so, again, the Raptors lead this one 25-24. Philly is in the bonus right now. Let's see. Adam says, yeah, he was. Okay, I figured as much. Let's see. Allen says, he on all covers from 1990 to 2001. So 2001 was really the first year that he was off the cover. That is interesting. Right there. 2001, was that the year that Eddie George graced the cover that year, or am I thinking someone else graced the cover of Madden in 2001. I can't remember if it was him, maybe Marshall Faulk, perhaps. One of those two I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was a running back, though. And so, Braden, what's good with you? What's good with you? It's great to see so many familiar faces here on the stream. How are you doing today, Braden? Hope everybody's off to a great start today for Monday. And again, right now, we're currently at the commercial right now, but the Toronto Raptors lead this one 25-24 early in this one with about 2 minutes and 29 seconds left to go. Now's the perfect time to state which team do you think is going to win this game. And just to recap some of the highest scorers so far as in this one, we've got, of course, Van Fleet. He's got 14 points here for the Raptors. So, I mean, he's coming in big. Right now from the outside shooting, they're 5 of 9 from three-point range. So the Raptors, they're bringing it from downtown so far in this one. Meanwhile, the 76ers, they're doing a good job of getting to the free throw line. I mean, as a team, they're 11 of 12 at the free throw line. Of course, Joel Embiid, he's 8 of 9 at the free throw line, so he's responsible for most of their free throws right now, but they're doing a good job of doing that. Joel, he's got 14 points in this one as well. And so, again, it's still first quarter here, but these guys are starting to heat up already. And let's see, Alan says Eddie was. All right, so Eddie George was on the cover of that Madden. Perfect. Eddie George, definitely. I mean, you talk about the great Ohio State legends. Eddie George, it does not get more iconic than that and what he meant for that Titans team there. And again, for the Buckeyes, even before then. Let's see, old man says, man, you got to love Judon as a Patriot. He's already recruiting A.J. Brown. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what we've been missing. Obviously, since, the departure of TB12 and all the recruiting that he's been doing, so, and his partner, we needed someone that can come in there and say, look, guys, I know the reputation that they have down here about being strict, yada, 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 not being a fun place to play and all that stuff. It's not true. It's all a myth. It's just a lot of talk, So obviously it's not for everybody, but hey, you can come down here, you can have fun, you can have success, and you can make money, so why not? Why not play for a team that knows how to build a winning team? Let's see. Alan says the first Madden game was on Apple II computer in 1988. And so that's going back there. 1988, that is going back. Let's see. Old man says Raptors by 2. Harden going to miss the game winning 3. So, ooh. Old man said he went as far to say that Harden's basically going to pull what Durant did for the Nets yesterday and all like that he's going to end up missing a game winning 3. If it comes down to that, I can see that scenario being the case. I don't see him sinking a game winner as well, but I'm thinking it's not going to come down to that. I think it's going to come down to Joel Embiid being Joel Embiid, and we'll see if that's enough at the end of the day. I got 76ers winning, but apparently everybody else here has the Raptors winning, so we'll see who's right about this one. All right, Raptors looking to inbound the ball here. They get it inbounded. Has it up top. Kicks it back up top here. Looking to take his defender here. Van Fleet puts a shot up there. Oh, but his teammate tipped it in. His teammate tipped it in and got the 2 points there. Raptors up 27-24. 76ers cross half court here. Max is looking to put in some work here. Makes the pass, but there's going to be a foul called. Again, because the 76ers are currently right now in the bonus, that is huge. Let's see, Alan says, what about Boston crazy shot to the Nets? And so, I mean, we talked about pretty much, what are the Nets' Achilles heel? Their defense out there. But honestly, there were a couple opportunities in that game where, they had an opportunity to close this one out, especially late in that game, but they just weren't able to do it. I hate the last possession that they had. I mean, I've got my own problems with how that last one played out, but ultimately give it to Boston and give it to Jason Tatum. And as I said yesterday, you listen to Skip Bayless, he'll tell you that Jason Tatum's not clutch, so don't listen to him on that one and all like that. JT shows you what he can do. He showed you exactly what he can do. But hey, it was a great game. It was a tremendous game. Came down to the wire, and ultimately, Boston showed that they can be clutch at home. Raptors with the basketball right now. Van Fleet has it. They set the screen for him. Steps back. Makes the pass. Gets inside. Oh, what a block. What a block by the 76ers. Gets the ball down low to Embiid. He goes straight to work. Missed that one. Got his own rebound. He's just too strong. He's just too strong. That's a grown man play right there. He missed his own shot. Got his rebound. There was nothing the Raptors could do about it. Got the bucket, and now he's going to go to the free throw line as well. All right, so here goes the free throw attempt here for Joel Embiid, and the 76ers now lead this one 28-27. Free throws up. It's good. All right, Sixers up by 2, 29-27. Raptors cross half court. Backside screens taking place. Makes the pass. Gives it back. Drives inside. Has a lane. And yeah, he dunked. When I saw Harden was the defender that was coming at him, I was like, yeah, he's going to finish this one. Yeah. Harden with the basketball here. They're all tied up 29-29. Let's see. Allen says, there'll only be one MJ and one Kobe. No one on Kobe or MJ level. Still got all my MJ and Kobe cards. And so, yeah, absolutely. You're right about that. They're one of a kind. They're one of a kind. But you know what? Everybody's got to go out there and be an original. I think that's really been, like the biggest thing for LeBron James. That when he came to the league, he accepted the challenge of trying to take on, I'll wear 23, and when you wear 23, you're going to be compared to MJ. And ultimately, I think that's hurt his career more than helped his career. Because if he just went ahead and just tried to be his own person from the beginning, quite frankly, then, just whatever they compare, if people want to make that comparison, great. But just, make it known you're your own player. You're just competing to be the best version of yourself. Because that's really been the biggest hurdle for him in his career. But yes, there's only one MJ and there's only one Kobe. Absolutely. Mike, what's good with you? What's good with you? We've got Mike here on the stream, and you say you just got thumbs up. Hey, I appreciate that, Mike. And so just like Mike has done, make sure if you guys haven't already that you do press the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. But yes, I appreciate that, Mike, and good to have you here. And again, we're all tied up here, 32-32 right now. 76ers cross half court. Harden's got it, looking to try to set the screen for him. Two guys on him, picks up his dribble. He's trapped. He needs some help here. Gets rid of it. Embiid's got it. Again, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Embiid hits the floor, makes the bounce pass. Green puts it up. He misses that one. Raptors have it. About 5 seconds to work with. Van Fleet goes inside. Ball goes out of bounds here, but it's going to stay with the Toronto Raptors. Oh, actually, they called a foul there. And so Doc's just as surprised as I am. Let's see. Mike says there's only one MJ, the GOAT. And so, yes, you're right about that. Absolutely. I agree with you. I am an MJ guy all the way when it comes to that GOAT conversation. All right, Van Fleet makes the first free throw. All right, he missed the second one, so 33-32 is our score. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, we've got the Raptors leading this one 33-32. All right, let's see. Mike says, what channel broadcasts NBA? I never see it on TV. And so, yeah, this is currently being aired on TNT, Mike. So, yeah, it's on TNT right now. So, yeah, typically that's one of the first places that I would search if I'm looking for a game. Odds are TNT is going to be one of the places to search. You've got them. But, yeah, TNT is where they're currently playing this game right now, Mike. And again, right now, we're currently at the commercial, guys. At the end of one, we have the Toronto Raptors leading this one 33-32, a back-and-forth game between these two teams here. Obviously, Toronto came out firing from downtown early in this one. Then the 76ers came storming back, getting inside. Joel Embiid, he's got 19 points in this one. And as a team, they've already been to the free throw line 15 times. 15 times. And so, absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, JB, are you old enough to remember MJ with the Wizards? You know what year? And so, yeah, so we're talking about that extremely early, like 2000 and all like that. And so that would have been just around the time where I really started paying attention to basketball at that time when MJ was on his way out of the league at that time. But prior to that, it was really more so maybe me playing like NBA Live in like the extremely late like 1990s at that point. So for me, the vocal point was, I guess you could say when I hit the league, it was probably around the time where Allen Iverson was like the big, I'd say biggest name, obviously aside from what the Lakers are doing, but Allen Iverson, you know, at that already established at that peak form. And so, but absolutely. Mike says, did he flame out? Or, I mean, when you say flame out, I'll put it this way. It's kind of like what you're starting to see just a little bit from LeBron James. He hasn't fully gone that far just yet because LeBron, you know, takes tremendous care of his body and stuff like that. But the injuries are starting to wear and tear on him. But in terms of just, you know, MJ can give you MJ performances. It just wasn't at a consistent level anymore as it was, you know, obviously prime MJ towards the end with his time with the Wizards at that point. You can get spurts of it because, I mean, great players, kind of like you think of Kobe's last year, you know, you can get spurts of it, but in terms of consistently out there, it wasn't the same anymore. But it was still, you know, still MJ. I mean, most people are still going to be in awe of him when he's out there on the court. So no doubt about that. And for the Wizards, I mean, what they cared about most that year was selling tickets. And that was a great ticket seller. No lie about that. That was a tremendous ticket seller. But again, guys, we're still right now currently at the commercial, but the start of the second quarter is on the way. And so I'll pose this question for everybody that's on right now. Who do you guys think, in terms of just pure skill set, not what they accomplished in the league? Because, you know, sometimes it's a combination of your skill set, being healthy throughout your career, the right situation, the right teammates. But which NBA player that you guys have watched, it could be current, it could be past, it can be as far back as you want to go, but which NBA player that's played this game has the best skill set in your opinion? The best skill set that you've ever seen on the basketball court. I want to hear from you guys. The best skill set you've ever seen by any player. It can be someone that honestly never reached their potential, but from what you saw, even for, I'll say, a consistent like 2-3 seasons, you was like, man, this guy's on a whole nother level. If he can stay healthy, this could be someone that we've never seen before. Something like that. Meanwhile, Harden for 3 misses that one. That's playoff Harden for you. Sixers get another 3 up, and this time it is good. All right, Sixers lead this one 35-33 over the Raptors. Raptors get it on the block. Harden trying to play defense. Doesn't work. Gets 2 points anyways. We're all tied up 35-35. Here in the second quarter, about 11 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second quarter. Sixers with the basketball up top here. Makes the pass. Drives in. There's about 5 seconds to work with. Harris goes inside, puts it up off the glass, and that is good. All right, 37-35, 76ers up by 2. Let's see. Mike says, I'd be interested in Zion if I ever caught him on TV. And so Zion Williamson, that, hey, you're right about that. There are some teams that honestly I probably would watch more if I got to actually see them on TV a little bit more. If their games came on earlier, Golden State, I'm looking at you guys with your late games all the time. But yeah, so I know exactly what you mean about, you know, every time you do see the Pelicans, he's typically hurt. You know, he's typically hurt more times than not when you do get to see the Pelicans go out there and play. Meanwhile, 76ers with the basketball here. Kicks it back out. They've got 3 seconds to work with. Danny Green has it. Danny Green goes inside. Tries to use the glass. Nah, not going to work. Not his game. Toronto with the basketball here. They're trying to post up against Harden here. I don't blame them. That's a good move. Nice spin move. Kicks it out. Van Vliet misses that one. It's not every day you get to say that from downtown there. 76ers with the basketball down by 1. Harden has it. Try to set the screen for him. Makes the bounce pass. Kicks it out to Green for 3. And he gets that one to fall. Okay. Danny Green's got a couple points from outside so far in this one. He's got 6 points. Raptors with the basketball here. Trailing by 2. Going to try to attack Harden there. Draw some contact. Let's see. Mike says, is it like T.O. Catch touchdowns now? And so, hold on. Is it like T.O. catch touchdowns now? And so, I forget which one we're talking about in terms of with the catch touchdowns part. So, my bad about that one. Let's see. Mike says, why does NBA put it on normal TV? And so, that's a good question, Mike. That is a very good question. I would think for the playoffs, things be a little different there, but they are consistent with the channels that they use throughout the course of the season. So I don't have that answer there, other than maybe the NBA Finals might be different. Let's see. Old man says, I know AD a champion, but if he could stay healthy, he would be like the Shaq of his era. That's a bold statement. Do you really think so? Do you really think so? That is a very, very interesting one. I would not have gone that route, but I mean, the more you say about it, if we could see him fully healthy, my goodness. I always thought about, a guy like, obviously I mention him all the time, but Tracy McGrady. If Tracy McGrady could have stayed healthy, they asked Kobe Bryant who was the most difficult person to guard, and he was like Tracy McGrady, because there was so much to T-Mac's game that if he was healthy, he had the size to where, he can dribble like a point guard. He can pull up, whether we're talking from three, whether we're talking mid-range. He can finish at the rim. He was, as they used to say back then, a higher flyer. He was all that and then some. So if he could have stayed healthy, what could have been? What could have been? Meanwhile, the 76ers with the basketball here. Has it up top, gives it to Harden. Harden's got it. Takes his defender. Makes the pass in the corner to Harris. And Harris gets the three-point shot there, 46-42. We've got 8 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the second quarter. The score right now, 76ers 46, Toronto 42. Van Fleet has the ball here, makes the pass, gives it up top. He's going to try to take his defender here, gets inside, finishes at the rim. Going to call a foul here. And let's see, Allen says Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and MJ and Kobe and Magic loved them all. And so, yes, every one of those guys, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see, Mike says MJ playing for the Raptors is like T.O. catching touchdowns from Johnny. I could never put MJ on that type of level right there, honestly, in terms of MJ would have never done it. MJ would have never done it. That's all I can say. MJ would have never done that. Not in that fashion. Meanwhile, Maxwell right there gets that one up. Maxey playing tough defense here. Guarding Van Fleet up the court. Van Fleet goes inside, kicks it out. He takes a couple dribbles in, guarded by Danny Green. Oh! Offensive foul, okay. And let's see, Mike says Shaq was great. And Mike says, I'd like some Robinson guy, forget his name, 75 points or something like that. And so, meanwhile, you've got Maxey there with the layup. So I turn my head for a second. I look up and you see Maxey driving to the rim and getting the layup. And so 76ers leading this one 50-42. And you see the fans. They are standing up here. Philly has been hungry, really hungry to see this basketball team go all the way. They believe this year could be the year, and we will see. Let's see, old man says, I would. Fully healthy AD is the best big man in the NBA. AD can do it all, but he just can't stay healthy. And so that's a powerful statement right there. That's a powerful statement, but you know what? I do like AD's game. He's been hurt so often, so much. It does, I feel like, devalue what he actually does bring to the table. So you bring out some great points there. Absolutely, old man, when it comes to AD's game and stuff like that. Absolutely. And so that is what LeBron was hoping for. He was hoping that when he acquired AD, that AD was going to be able to stay healthy and really show the world what he can do. And then, LeBron just compliment what AD does and teach AD how to be a champion. And then AD takes it from there. That's what he was hoping for. And again, right now, guys, we're currently at the commercial right now. And so All right, let's see. 1 second, guys. All right, let's see. Mike says, I was very tuned in to see T.O. play, and yes, he lost his temper as always at the garbage quarterback. I got to give it to T.O., though. I mean, everything that's said about this man loves the game of football. There was never any doubt about it. He just loved the game of football. I mean, some things, about what he's, I'm sure there's some things he probably would do different. He probably just wouldn't tell us that. But when it comes down to it, the love of the game, that's always been there for T.O. Always. Let's see. Mike says, any help from JB Nation? Great. Are you talking about the great Glenn Robinson? I can think of Glenn Robinson. That's what comes to mind. When I think Robinson in the 90s, I think of Glenn Robinson. And so that's who I think of during this time. Most recently it was with the Spurs back in like 2004, but prior to that, a lot of time with the Milwaukee Bucks. And so if that's what we're thinking. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking right there that you're referring to, Glenn Robinson. And again, right now, we're currently at the commercial right now, guys. So now's the perfect time, if you have not already, to make sure that you guys leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already to the channel, guys. Definitely appreciate all the support here. And yes, this is just the first rounds of these playoff games. We're going to have quite a few playoff games coming up. So not to mention, covering these playoff games. Obviously, with the NFL draft coming up extremely soon, we're going to be covering, some of that as well. So a lot of things to look forward to here on the upcoming weeks. No doubt about that. But yeah, so far in this game, though, let's see how we're looking in the stat sheet here. All right, so yeah, we're looking at so far as a team, Toronto, 15 of 29 out there on the court, 6 of 11 from three-point range, 6 of 7 from the free throw line here. In terms of rebounds, they are losing the rebound category to the 76ers 12-8 right now. And the 76ers, they are 15 of 24 out there on the court, 6 of 3 from downtown. So sneakily hitting those threes. Danny Green, he's already 3 of 3 from three-point range so far in this one. Let's see. Mike says Sean Kemp was cool, I thought. So good old Sean Kemp. Let's see. Alan says April 16, 2003 was MJ last time that he was a Wizard. And so April 16th. And so that would have been, oh, man, that's a long time ago. But, yeah, today's the 18th here. So, but, yeah, that's great to know right there, Alan. Great to know. Appreciate that. All right, so we got the 76ers here getting to the free throw line. Again, they lead this one already 50-42 in the second quarter with about 7 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 76ers, they won game 1 in this series, so they're already up 1-0. They can win this one, take care of business at home again, they'll be up 2-0. All right, gets that free throw to fall. Let's see. Mike says David Robinson Spurs. That's it. And so good old David Robinson. Good old David Robinson. How could I not think that? Let's see. Mike says thanks, Alan. All right, so right now we got the 76ers hosting a 10-point lead right now. You get some time for Joel Embiid to go ahead and rest up because he's going to need the rest up here because they're certainly going to need him the rest of the way. Meanwhile, Raptors with the basketball here. Tight defense by Maxey, but he gets 2 points anyways, 52-44. Maxey crosses half court. Makes the pass. Harden has it. Guarded by Trent Jr. He puts a shot up there. Gets the shot to fall. All right, they give him 3 points on that one. Not sure if his foot was on the line or not, but they gave him 3 points on that one. So 55-44 is our score. Up by 11. Raptors with the basketball here. Van Fleet trying to make something happen. They're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul here against Reed. Let's see. Mike says, why am I stuck to a T.O. fan, such a T.O. fan? Because he came to Buffalo when no one else would. And so, I mean, there have been some guys that said that they wouldn't do it. But yeah, T.O., towards the end of his career, I mean, he was making trips to Cincy. He was making trips to Buffalo. I mean, anybody that wanted him, he was willing to play. It's one thing about T.O. You give him a chance to play football, he don't even care what league you're in. If he can play football, he'll do it. Whether or not he has to manage the team himself to make it happen, he doesn't care. Raptors get 2 points there. All right, 55-46. Got about 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the second quarter. Six with the basketball here. Maxey goes inside, puts it up, gets the 2 points. All right, 57-46. An 11-point game right now with about 5 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the second quarter. Sets the screen for him. Takes the jumper. Misses that. Joel Embiid gets the rebound. 76ers have it up top. Gives it to Harden. Harden trying to get past the defender there. Makes the pass for three. Missed that one. Raptors get the rebound. Oh, that's going to be a turnover. It's going to be a steal by James Harden, who finishes with the 2 points there. You can't just throw stuff up. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. I'll tell you what, Mike, I wonder if 80s agrees with you about T.O. I wonder if he's a T.O. fan as well. Let's see, Allen says September 25th, 2001 to April 16, 2003, 2 seasons with the Wizards. All right, they kick it out in the corner. It's not going to matter because a foul was called. Let's see, Mike says, can we get a mention for T.O., Mario Williams, and Cole Beasley coming to Buffalo when we were not worthy? And so, good old Mario Williams, though. Good old, or I should call him Money Mario Williams there. But absolutely, I guess, I mean, hey, you're right. You're right. There was a time, though, where nobody wanted to do it. There was a rough stretch down there in Buffalo. Like, I mean, it's one thing to go to Miami when they're losing because the weather's good, but down there with Buffalo, it takes a different kind of person to go down there when a team is still has, when they had the drought that Buffalo had back then. But now everybody wants to do it because they know that they can go down there and win. Let's see, Mike says, have we seen 80s? So, yeah, Mike, 80s actually came through yesterday on the stream briefly. He came through and he said that, you know, he's doing better and that he plans to be back in the near future. So definitely we can count on seeing 80s come back sometime in the near future. I'm hoping that we'll be able to see him around the time of the NFL draft. I'm hoping that he'll be back for then, but it should be sometime soon, he said. So definitely looking forward to that again. But it was great to see him come through yesterday. Absolutely. I know Braden was on when he came on as well. Let's see. Mike says, Takia Spike was huge news. Yeah, I remember him. Yes, I remember him. Absolutely. Let's see. Mike says, yeah, 80s. And again, right now we're currently at the commercial because the Toronto Raptors just used a full timeout. So here in the second quarter, there's still 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to be played. At the end of the first quarter, it was a 1-point game with the Raptors actually leading 33-32. But so far in the second quarter, 76ers have outscored them 27-15. Of course, there's still about 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. So either team can go on a run here. But as of right now, 76ers have been in control of this one. And they lead this one 59-48. Let's see, Mike says, last 10 years we got spikes from you guys. I liked him. And so why does it feel like, Mike, that we've sent you guys quite a few players, if I'm not mistaken, that has worked out great for you guys? I mean, obviously, Lawyer Malloy, it's been a while since Lawyer Malloy, but Lawyer Malloy was definitely one that had to be very huge when you guys acquired him. Absolutely. Let's see, Mike says, Who do you think to answer your NBA question, JB? And so, yeah, so my NBA question in terms of that skill set, I went with Tracy McGrady. That's. I mean, I just feel like if Tracy McGrady doesn't have injury problems, like if we're just playing NBA like back then, and there was no such things as injuries, and everybody just played 100%. Tracy McGrady could do some things that even Kobe Bryant mentioned after his retirement in terms of just how difficult it was to guard a guy like T Mac. You know, his inside game, his outside game, when he heats up. I mean, the only thing that slowed him down was injuries, honestly. And if it wasn't for injuries, we're talking about prime T Mac. Hey, T Mac was something serious, and he could have been like, if I had that man's skill set, look out. Like my head, I feel like I'm the next MJ if I had that skill set that he had, honestly. So that's what I'm thinking. A guy like, well, obviously his size as well, that would help. But yeah, Tracy McGrady would be my answer. Let's see. Mike says McGrady was so famous like 2004. And so I believe at his peak in terms of, I mean, you could say 04, 05, 06. I feel like the drop off came after the 2006, 2007 season for Tracy McGrady. I feel like that was really the last year before injuries just kept taking a toll, and all like that. Because I remember that year, the Rockets, preseason, it was looking like the Rockets were going to play the Heats in terms of play the Heat because, D Wade and Shaq, they were at their peak. And then you look in the Western Conference and it was like, well, the Rockets, they had T Mac, they had Yao Ming. Both guys were extremely towards the peak of their game. And the rosters just they mirrored each other. Like they honestly mirrored each other. The only difference was the Heat stayed healthy. And yeah, Rockets couldn't do that. So they didn't get out the second round. Meanwhile, Toronto from downtown, airballs that one. 76ers have it again. They're up by 9. And so up by 11. Could be a blocking foul there. 76ers have been doing a tremendous job here of drawing fouls so far in this game. Mike says, what happened to Jeremy Lin? And so the Jeremy Lin sensation, Mike, I'm not entirely sure what happened to him as of late. I know he had a couple moments there, but that's a very good question. Very good question. Good old Jeremy Lin. I remember the whole Linsanity and all of that stuff. Let's see. Alan says he was a one-hit wonder. And so, yeah, it didn't last too long. It didn't last too long. I'll say that. It did not last too long. But at the time, it was one of those feel-good stories, though. It really was. All right, so right now we've got the officials checking the replay. Let's see what they opt to go with. Oh, this was a coach's challenge. All right, so the Raptors coaches challenged it, but it's an unsuccessful challenge. And he's looking like, are you serious? Like, do you know who I am? And again, we got 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. But I guess right now it's the perfect time to face the next question. So tell me, what is your overall favorite sport? Your favorite sport. You can say a college sport, you can say professional sport, but just your favorite sport. It could be if you want to say your favorite sport to watch, your favorite sport to play, either way. But what is your favorite sport overall? Put that inside the chat section here, and definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys say. All right, the free throw attempt is no good there. So the score right now, 76ers lead 60-48. So they're up by 12 right now. Raptors with the basketball. They've got about 3 minutes and 48 seconds to work with before the half. Backside screen there. Thought he had a man down low. Van Fleet has it. Gets inside, bounce pass down low, throws it down, and that's 2 points right there. 10-point game, 60-50, 76ers up by 10. Let's see. Mike says, does Curry still play? He just throw ball in there, always going back in the day. And so, yeah, Chef Curry, he's still out there balling. It looks a little different than it did back then. But the Warriors, hey, they're still a threat. They're a team that I'm watching. I'm watching them at the corner of my eyes to see what they're going to do in this year's playoffs. Because it's a team, whenever you have two or more players that have played together and they've done it before in the past, then, hey, never count them out. Never count them out. That's my philosophy. Never count them out. Meanwhile, Harden gets the first free throw. Let's see. Old man says football. Okay, perfect. Y'all know I love football first. And so football, whether we're talking NFL, whether we're talking college, I'll just put football as well. So at both levels, honestly, both levels. All right, meanwhile, 76ers hit both of those free throws. Let's see. Mike says, favorite NFL by a ton. So Mike says it's miles better than everything else. He says NFL by a ton. I like it. Let's see. Mike says, then any random descendant of Adam plays football USFL second. And so let's see. Alan says football first, then basketball. Okay. So far, football seems to be winning this one. Mike says, then NBA. Let's see. Mike says, if I owe a debt to society, hockey, baseball, and soccer, if I'm really bad. So Mike says he pays his debt to society by mentioning those right there. Meanwhile, 76ers give to Joel Embiid. Lost the ball out of bounds there, but possession will stay with the 76ers, who are up by 12. Again, both teams right now currently in the bonus. The 76ers, they can go on to win this game here. They will find the opportunity next time they play game 3 to try to win one on the road and take a commanding 3-0 lead if things, of course, play out that way in this game. Yeah, you can't push off like that. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And so, all right, so here we go. Toronto Raptors with the basketball right now, going to cross half court. Again, they trail right now 62-50 with about 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Van Fleet puts it up there, misses it. Embiid gets the loose ball, gives it to Harden. Harden has it, crosses half court, has it up top. Looking to slow it down here, sets the screen for him. Gives it up to Embiid. 2 guys, gets to him. Behind the back pass to Harris. Harris gets to the block. Kicks it back out to Embiid. Embiid steps back for 3. Missed it. Yeah, bad miss right there. Raptors with the basketball here. Puts it up there. Tried to draw the contact there. Referee said, nope, it's going to be out of bounds. Ball's going to stay with the Raptors there, but no free throws coming up. But yeah, I guess it does make sense, guys, because most of the stuff that we do talk about, like if you just put us inside the chat and like we're not talking about the game, we're always talking about football for the most part. It makes sense because most of us here, if not all of us, we love football. Like we really love football. And again, right now, we're currently at the commercial thanks to the timeout called here by the 76ers right now, who lead this one 62-50 here in the second quarter with 1 minute and 53 seconds left to go before the half. And in the second quarter, they have had their way against Toronto. They've outscored them 30-17 so far in this one. Again, Philly leads this series already 1-0 in this one. And if the 76ers have their way, they want this to be a short series so they can hopefully try to rest up here. But of course, before you have those conversations, you got to take care of business today. All right, so the question I have for you guys, in all the streams that you guys have seen me do so far, this whether it's this year, dating back to this year, last year, or even if you were here the year before, what has been your all-time favorite stream here, or favorite moment of the stream here on the channel? Definitely looking forward to seeing what you guys say here And so again, any and everybody that is watching here, if you do have the ability to mention your favorite moment, it could be whether the first one that you was joined and you were like, you know what? I want to support this guy. I want to support this channel here, the stream, the community. So definitely let me know, guys. Definitely want to hear what you guys have to say here, because there's been a lot of great moments here on the streams. I remember the good and I remember the not so good. One thing I will say, I'll have to talk with 80s about any game that I stream for the Eagles from now on, because every time I choose the Eagles, something bad happens with the Eagles. Like, they get beat really badly. And so I got to make sure I'm careful when I'm choosing the game that they're playing, or either Washington. That's for sure. Washington got whooped really badly one game, if I recall correctly. Meanwhile, Harden has the basketball here. Makes the pass. Maxey puts it up. Gets the three. Okay, 65-52. With about a minute and 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Raptors with the basketball. Gets it in the corner. Going to kick it back up top here. Van Fleet has it. Tries to go inside there versus Embiid. Puts it up there. Misses that one. They tried to tip it in. No good. Still got the offensive rebound. Put it up again. Missed that one. Get the offensive rebound again. Van Fleet this time from three-point range. Missed that one. Got the rebound again. Van Fleet has it again. You have to shoot that one. But he missed that one too. How many shots does it take before you just get it to go in at some point? And so, Harden goes inside there. Draws the contact. That's going to be a foul. And you got Harden right now on the ground. Leslie Allen says, what about them Cowboys? Hope they won't do like the last playoff game. And so that was so Cowboy-like for them, honestly, last year. But, I mean, the thing I'll say for them, the only team we got to really watch and see what they do is what the Eagles do in terms of, like, obviously the draft. I know they made that trade with the Saints there, but I mean, if Jalen Hurts can take another leap here for the Eagles, and if he really is that guy, we can watch out for them. But aside from that, I mean, Dallas, they should expect to win it again. I don't think their team will be as good as it was last year, but they can still win the division again and get into the playoffs, just a repeat performance from last year or something like that. But that's what I'm thinking so far. Let's see. Mike says, now, if one of the bottom sports like baseball start playing football, they can actually move up. And so, yeah, absolutely right there. I mean, but yeah, for this channel right here, I've definitely decided that it's going to be mostly football, basketball once we get towards the playoffs and stuff like that, because I like the playoffs and stuff like that. Maybe if you catch me in the year where the Lakers are just flat out really good, maybe we'll see a little bit more during the regular season, but definitely when it comes to the NBA, that'll be more so playoffs. Raptors went inside there, missed that one. Embiid got the rebound, but he's hopping now. He's a little bit hopping here, so we'll continue to monitor that situation here for Embiid. Harden's got it up top. There's a difference of about a second when it comes to the game clock and the shot clock. Danny Green sets the screen for him. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Harden puts it up. Terrible miss there, and that's going to be the half, guys. So at the half, the Philadelphia 76ers lead this one 67-52 at the half. And so just to recap what's taking place so far in this one, you've got the Raptors as a team, 20 of 47 out there on the court, 6 of 17 from three-point range. They started off hitting threes, but they've gotten a little cold since then. Do you guys still believe that the Raptors can win this game? Definitely let me know if you still believe that. They're 6 or 7 from the free throw line here. They've got 17 rebounds here, 3 steals as a team, 1 block, 4 turnovers as a team. And so, yeah, we'll see. They've actually got 3 guys right now currently in double-digit scoring. I will say that for the Raptors. Meanwhile, for the 76ers, they also have 3 guys with double-digit scoring right now. I mean, obviously, you've got Embiid with 19 points. You've got Maxey with 11. You've got Harden with 14. And as a unit, they're 19 of 34 out there on the court. 8 of 15 from three-point range, so good percentage from three-point range. 21 of 23 from the free throw line. When you're getting that many free throws and you're making them, I mean, that's going to help out in the long run. It's going to really help out. Rebound-wise, they've got 21 rebounds in this one. They've got 2 steals. They've got 6 blocks also, 6 blocks as a team. So you add that, and they've got 6 turnovers as a team. So that's why they lead 67-52. All right, let's see. Mike says Hokies winning me that 1,200. So old man says the Hokies winning him that money. And so yes, the Hokies, they were on fire. It's just they saved it all for the ACC tournament. Then came time for them to perform in the NCAA tournament. And like a bunch of teams, they let us down. Let's see. Mike says Illinois was fun. And so, yes, the Illinois versus Penn State game. I remember that one because I had actually set up a different game that I was going to stream, but I didn't like the channel that it was coming on. I was like, most people probably won't be able to actually see the game. So I went ahead and switched it that morning of one. I think that's the only time that I switched the game the same day. And at least when it comes to a game that was coming on, within like an hour or two. So that was a last minute switch. And I switched that one to that game. And I was debating whether I was going to cover I think Michigan was playing somebody that game. I can't remember who Michigan was playing, but I was like, nah, let's just go ahead and do Penn State, Illinois. I know I had a lot of people that were fond of the Fighting Illini, so I chose that game. And man, did it pay off. Did it pay off? Like somehow, some way, that turned into a 7 overtime game. Let's see, Mike says your show's consistently good. Appreciate that, Mike. Let's see, Mike says I learned from every member of JB Nation. And so same here. Let's see, Mike says baseball was American pastime for World War II, Jen. And so you're right about that. But times have certainly changed. Let's see, Mike says boomers too. But yeah, I mean, NFL is that sport now, but NFL is America's sport. That is a fact. Because I mean that's what everybody's playing. Honestly. I mean, you look at all the sports out there and you think to yourself, okay, which sport has the most diversity, perhaps at this point? Probably not counting soccer. Well, I'll just say in America, the most diversity. I'd say the NFL. Honestly, the NFL is probably at least. If you guys think differently, definitely let me know. But I think it is the NFL with the most diversity when it comes to the players that play it. So when you have that going for you, then yeah, it makes the most sense. Everybody loves the physical contacts out there. It's just a lot to like about it. A lot of us got to play the sport too in high school, so that helps. Absolutely. But again, we are currently right now at the halftime here of this game. And so 76ers so far look like, hey, taking care of business here. And we'll see if that continues in the second half. But I will say this. I mean, even though football has definitely been my favorite sport, you asked me my favorite video game, definitely playing, sports when it comes to Madden. I definitely choose Madden over 2K. But when it came to actually playing the sport at the high school level, I think basketball was probably, I don't know, maybe most fun for me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because football is such a gruel when you're actually out there having to play each and every day and stuff like that, and then playing, two sides of the ball, all that stuff. But I don't know, maybe basketball because, in basketball, everybody knows who you are and stuff like that. So if you go out there and you ball, it just feels good, looks good, and all like that. And there's no questions about who's out there scoring. Football, you have your helmet on, all that stuff. So I don't know. But definitely football is my favorite sport, no doubt about that. But basketball is certainly enjoyable in terms of playing. Let's see. Mike says that is funny. Basketball is real fun. PlayStation. He says, look at basketball. And so, hey, I know what you mean. I mean, hey, I'll put it this way. Like 2K, I think I dropped off tremendously after the 2000 and I'm going to say the 2013 version might have been the last one. After that, I felt like NBA 2K became too much to where you got to actually practice it too much, got to actually play it too much. And I got too much other things going on right now. So when I realized that there was a big drop off from my game and like the people that I was playing against at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to what I basically do best at this point. So absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, I am thinking though, because I'm really debating right now when it comes to my like gaming content. I'm probably just going to start off doing my favorite version of college football, which would have been the 2008 version on the original Xbox. I'll see how that looks. I'll like do a test run, then I'll like probably just upload that one and see the response that I get in terms of the graphics. That's really my only concern is the graphics and how it's going to look. See what I can do with my TV to try to make the graphics look a little bit more clearer if possible. But that's my favorite version of the game right there. All the college football games I do like. I will say that for college football, there's not a version that I played that I didn't like, but my favorite was 2008 when they had, what was that kid from Boise State? I can't remember that guy's name. I think it was like Jarrett something. I can't remember his name, but that was the year that they had beat Oklahoma the previous year in the bowl game that year. So he ended up on the cover of that one. I think he was drafted in the 7th round by the Houston Texans, if I'm not mistaken. If not, then maybe he went undrafted. I can't remember. Let's see. Mike says football is strategy, but gives you enough time to think about next move. Basketball, you have to be always thinking and moving. I can't do it. For me, Mike, my biggest struggle, like I remember on NBA 2K10, that's been probably my favorite 2K version right there was 2K10. Obviously, Kobe Bryant graced the cover of that video game right there. But in 2K10, that was more so my game right there because I had an inside team. I was able to use both Bynum and Gasol, pick and roll, post up, go inside, use Kobe, get to the rim, do what I do best. I was never that guy that was an outside shooter. Like not since maybe I don't know, NBA Live 07 or something like that. Ever since then, I was just never that outside shooter. I could never get the 3-point shot to consistently fall, so I strayed away from it. I just said, you know what? If I'm making high percentage shots, 80+% out there on the court, time in and time out, and with good defense, I'll force my opponent to just have to consistently hit shots if they want to beat me. Otherwise, that was the game plan there. Get to the free throw line, whatever. But 3-point shooting, it was getting worse and worse. Then the game became more dependent on the whole shot release, and it just wasn't working for me. Let's see, Alan says, hope John Madden be on the cover of Madden 23, August 19, 2022. And so, yes, I mean, that's the route that you have to go. You have to go that route. That's the only right answer. You have to do it. I mean, I would be highly shocked and maybe even outraged if they don't take that route. I don't see a scenario where they can't take that route. You have to. And if we can incorporate any of his soundtrack from previous Maddens as well, I'm all for it. I am all for it. Absolutely. But yeah, between this and then obviously you've got the the overlap between the playoffs right now, then you've got the USFL, then you've got the NFL draft coming up. There's a lot of overlap that's coming up, guys. And so trying to decide which ones, to do which on which days, that's going to be it. Because I want to do more stuff for the draft as well. But obviously, the playoffs are here. And so got to play, got to give the NBA playoffs its time. And so there's a lot. Let's see, Mike says, I respect basketball players because they can do something I can't. I was really good at baseball, so not as much a big deal. And so, that does bring up a good point in terms of just, being able to do something that we can't. When it comes to basketball players, you're right about that. I try to picture a scenario where how it would have been like if I could have made it to the NBA. And honestly, I can't think of a route it would have taken. I would have just had to been about 6 inches taller or something like that. And then maybe it's a different ball game. But for them to be able to do what they do on a consistent basis, I mean, the amount of games they have to play, to do it time in and time out. Every time you say something, like I think of, Kyrie yesterday, flicking somebody off, like everybody's going to be talking about you, especially when you make the decision and you're young and you decide to do something that may not be popular. Like think LeBron James when he first left Cleveland and all like that, and the backlash he had until he went back, obviously, and got them a chip that got that off his shoulder. But if he never goes back, we're still probably talking about that today and stuff like that. And so that, and then KD going to the Warriors, you make a move that's best for you, but the public doesn't see it that way. And then the backlash you get, and then you're supposed to be the bigger person each and every time out there. That's tough to do when you're a human being, to constantly every time say the right thing in front of the cameras and everything like that. I mean, shoot. Like there's just so many things you got to look out for as a professional athlete that, the common person does not have to really deal with. And so But hey, they're going out there. They're constantly doing it. They're putting their bodies on the line. You got to eat a certain way, train a certain way, all that stuff. And then you go out there, you can average, I'll say 35, 32 points a game in a season. And then, 10 rebounds, 12 assists, but don't get past the second round for 3 years straight. All of a sudden, that's all they talk about. Not all the work you did, as if there wasn't other people on your team that's supposed to help you and couldn't help you. But nah, you didn't do enough. You should have averaged 45, apparently. Something like that. Let's see. Mike says, Ward, highest paid cornerback thoughts. When I first thought about it, like my first initial reaction, Mike, was, wow, the Browns overpaid. I hate to say it because I like the kid. I feel that he's great, and I'm happy that they went ahead and extended him. That was a must. But did they really have to Cleveland's trying to make a statement here. They're trying to say, hey, come to Cleveland. We will pay. We will pay. I mean, heck, even our guys that we don't really plan on playing this year are getting paid 18, 19 mil, Baker Mayfield. But, they're saying, look, we're willing to pay. So come play for us. So, but Denzel Ward, though, I'm happy for him. A tremendous cornerback. I do like him. But to be the highest paid cornerback, when you ask him who's the best cornerback in the league, he's not the first name that comes to mind for me. And so that's how I feel about that. And so, but Cleveland said, hey, we're okay with writing that check. So I am happy for him. I mean, former Buckeye, I'm happy about that. This young man says, JB, in your opinion, what would it take us to actually trade for A.J. Brown? For A.J. Brown, what would it cost us? I would definitely, it would cost us a first-round pick. No doubt about that. In addition to that, they're going to probably want in return – I'm trying to think who's someone that is expendable on our team. They're going to want a player back in return as well. And I'm trying to think of a player that I don't mind giving up that we can do. But honestly, we probably just have to send him a bunch of draft picks, honestly. Because, I mean, I'm trying to think of the player that makes sense. And the players that I think of, I'm not getting rid of those guys. So I'm not even going to put that in the conversation there. So, obviously, if they'll just take N'Keal Harry, just throw him in there, it's not going to move the trade meter either way. But I'm just throwing him in that trade as well so they get a body for camp. But, yeah, definitely we're talking a first. I think a first, knowing the Patriots, we were able to get Randy Moss extremely cheap. But that's not going to happen there. I'll say a first and a third. And so that is what I'm thinking would be the cost to get A.J. Brown. And we'll just throw N'Keal Harry in there just because we want to throw him in there. That is what I'm thinking off the top of my head. Let's see. Mike says, do one USFL game, please. And so I do intend on doing at least one USFL game. It's just I want to wait and make sure that the game that I choose is going to be a good matchup. So keep me updated with that, Mike, in terms of if there's a matchup that you're like, you know what, this is that matchup, especially since during the week, I'll have a couple more of these playoff games and stuff like that. So we can afford to take at least one day to, cover a USFL game that you guys want to do. So definitely we can do that as well. So definitely, I do like all the different, like camera angles and all like that and all the verbiage we're able to hear. All that great stuff. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Let's see. Mike says, Antonio Brown ever back? In my opinion, no. He's not coming back because he's not giving himself a chance to come back. If you're not having surgery and you need surgery and you're just going to wait until the team signs you, that's dead. That's not happening. I don't care how desperate a team is, because a team would have to be really, really desperate. I'm talking about like you're a receiver. You're a team that only has really one receiver. He just went down for the year. You got no one else. So you're desperate. Let's just say, I don't know, maybe your bottom one, maybe your top receiver went down. You're desperate. Maybe you think about it because you've got, Lamar saying, well, I worked out with the guy. I like the guy. Lamar's vouching for him. Obviously, his cousin's going to vouch for him too. And so, but if AB's not going to be healthy when you sign him, you don't sign AB for him to rehab on your team. No, you need that man already in top form and stuff like that. Not to mention all the off the field stuff he still has going on. I think that's a hard no. That's a hard no. And he did it to himself. Meanwhile, the lob there to get things started here for the 76ers. And Joel Embiid throws it down here. They're up 69-52. Let's see. Mike says, is America ready for a minor league not called Alabama? And so I don't think they're ready, Mike. I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready. Meanwhile, Raptors go in there, miss that one. And B gets the rebound, gets it to Harden. He passes it. Maxey has it. Gives it back to Harden. Let's see. Allen says, can't wait to add to my Madden collection. I was 4 years old when John Madden football in 1990, but hey, I finally got them all. And so nice. And did you get them all for like, what systems did you get them on? Were they like all in the PlayStation line or either PlayStation and PC? Let's see. Mike says, I personally think there are a lot of players who miss their chance, but NFL does not have time to develop them. NFL stands for not for long. We all know this. And you are absolutely right about that. You know, sometimes they throw a young man in there before he's ready. We've seen plenty of quarterbacks that have gotten better as time goes on. Think back to when Ryan Fitzpatrick first came into the league. Nobody was paying attention to Ryan Fitzpatrick, 7th-round pick out of Harvard. But as time went on, he got better and better and better. You know, you look at a guy like Josh McCown when he took over for Jeff Blake and the Cardinals and all like that. They had that win that they had that cost the Vikings their season that year. But the following year, his full-time year as a starter for the Cards was not that impressive. But hung around, got better, and towards the end of his career, I still think that year that the Bears started Jay Cutler, who was injured for Week 17 against the Packers, if they start Josh McCown, maybe they win that game instead because Josh McCown was balling out. But they went back to Jay Cutler for whatever reason is beyond me. But that's how I feel about that. So, yeah, sometimes it takes guys, they get better as time goes on. We've seen it time and time again. Rich Gannon, he got better as he continued to play more and more throughout his career, later in his career. Meanwhile, Raptors turn the ball over, and then we've got Harris throwing it down. So just like that, guys, we got the 76ers here picking up where they left off at right now. The Raptors, they need to find a way right now to go ahead and get on some type of a positive run here. VanVleet has it, makes the pass. Can be a foul. But again, right now we got the 76ers leading this one 71-52. Let's see, Mike says, I don't understand this making everyone the next highest. If no salary cap, go ahead. But Cleveland, he is only pretty good. You're right about that, Mike. I was literally thinking that sometime last week I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Every time they, get more salary, they make it seem like, okay, this money will go to some of, the little guys out there. That's not the case. It's all a myth. It's just the guys at the top of the chart who's benefiting from this, because think about it. A lot of guys that are in free agency, they're good enough to make the roster for some of these guys, like guys that we already know their names and stuff. They're good enough to be on a roster. Problem is, teams don't want to pay them just, a little bit more than the veteran minimum. They want to get a bunch of guys that's coming in on a prove-it type of, minimum deal, rather than pay for a little bit better, just a little bit more, just for your past experience and all that stuff. They don't want to pay for that. They want to get the cheapest they can get and then just have their, a couple guys out there breaking the bank while everybody else just, getting that minimum. can get cut anytime, getting that minimum. But again, I am happy for Ward, though. He has worked hard for this money, though, so I'm happy for him. It's just, highest paid, I don't know. Let's see, Mike says, if Bills could just outpay everyone, they would. He said Terry Pagola is tripping over $1 billion bills. And so $1 billion bills has a nice ring to it. All right, but right now, yeah, you've got the 76ers up by 20, 74-54. Let's see, Mike says either New Jersey's or the Alabama quarterbacks were good. And so, yep. Let's see, Mike says Paxton Lynch is not good enough to be in the league. Good old Paxton Lynch. I remember when Jerry Jones, after the draft, was saying how he wished he could have drafted Paxton Lynch. That goes to show he would have made that mistake that many people did for Paxton Lynch when he came out. I mean, those were some scary times. I'm not going to lie. Guys like him, Jake Locker, all those guys that was drafted, Christian Ponder, those were some scary years that made people stray away from quarterbacks. I mean, there's the reason why rookies don't get paid as much as they used to back in the day. Guys like Jamarcus Russell, Sam Bradford, all those guys who ran it up when it came to the Bills but did not deliver, they ruined it for everybody else. If guys were coming out playing like how Justin Herbert did his rookie year and stuff like that, or Joe Burrow, then I guarantee they'll still be getting paid like that as a rookie. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, I can see them asking for a 21 and 2023 third, N'Keal Harry, or a 2023 fifth. If I'm the Patriots, I would do it. And so I would just like to see who's on the board if possible before making that trade there, just quite frankly, because defense is just the more I think about it, the more I really want us to really invest in that defense. Now, you guys know early on when the free agency first started, I was thinking first pick Patriots go offense, but definitely defense is something that we need to make sure that we address there. But hey, if we can get A.J. Brown, get me A.J. Brown. We'll figure it out from there. Get me A.J. Brown if we can. But again, it's still a 20-point game right now. The 76ers have called a full timeout, and they lead this one 76-56. Here in the third quarter, about 6 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in this one. Let's see. Allen says, if they make Madden in 2025 what they call it, because in 2014, that's right, Madden 25. And so that they did do that. They did do that. And so that is a good question. What would they call Madden that year? From 1988 to 2014 was 25 years, still be Madden 25 or another name, just asking. And so I feel they'll find a way to still put the 25. I don't know if they'll just call it Madden 2025 or just, they'll find a way to still go with 25 or something like that. But it won't be it can't be the same exact name as the other one, though. Otherwise, when you go from people trying to, purchase it and stuff like that, it's going to lead to a lot of confusion and a lot of angry people. For people that don't follow sports, but perhaps they want to buy it for their child or something like that, it would cause a lot of confusion. So I'm interested in seeing the route that they're going to take for the name as well when it comes to that year. Let's see. Mike says, I say America ready. That's why NFL has agreement with XFL February 2023 as a development league. And so, yes, I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that. And that's what we need. That's what we need. I remember back when, during the Patriot Dynasty era, old man, tell me if this name sounds familiar for you, but a quarterback by the name of Rohan Davey. Rohan Davey. Why do I know him? Because when I was playing Madden, many times he was my backup quarterback. And so you got to know how to use your backup quarterback. So Rohan Davey, was a guy that was fun to watch when he was playing with the, what was he playing with? The Galaxies, I think, back when they had NFL Europe. But yeah, he would always play in NFL Europe. And so he was the Patriots backup quarterback around the time after after the Doug Flutie experiment, I think, either after or before. I think it was after the Doug Flutie experiment. But yeah, so definitely backup quarterbacks like that. It was fun to see them. And again, right now, guys, we're currently still, at the commercial right now, so we're not missing anything. But these 76ers, they had called a full timeout, and they lead this one by 20 points, 76-56. Let's see. Mike says the amazing Kurt Warner. Allen says John Madden 1990 to Madden 1996 is Sega. From Madden 97 2001 is PlayStation 1. Okay. From Madden 01 to PS2. Then from Madden 2002 to Madden 22 is Xbox 360, and Xbox One. And so Xbox Series. So, man, I mean, talk about the different consoles right there that it took. And so, but absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Old man says maybe give them the 21st, 2023 third, and Nelson Aguilar for A.J. Brown and a 2021 6th-round pick. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, if Nelson Aguilar, I throw that out there. Maybe instead of that 2021 6th-round pick, I'd be like, look, we're going to give you Nelson Aguilar, and we'll throw in N'Keal Harry. Both of those guys, 2 receivers. Someone's got to work out for you in that scenario. So there you go. Let's see. Mike says, $4,500 a week is great money a week for anyone, but not life-changing money, but worth their time, USFL. And so, yeah, I mean, hey, for one of us, that's great money. Great money. But for them, I mean, especially if they're used to the NFL contracts, big difference. But still, if they could get the NFL contract, they'd be in the NFL right now. Mike says, Paxton was terrible yesterday. No surprise. I did not watch the one yesterday. Let's see. Mike says Bills desperately need an outside linebacker, and they are so rare. Again, we've got Tyrese here at the free throw line. He's made one. Second free throw on the way. All right, 2 for 2 at the free throw line here. So the 76ers lead this one now by 22, 78-56. Here at about 6 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Raptors with the basketball here. Trying to make something happen here. You want to get something positive going. Shot goes up and it falls. Okay, so it falls. 20-point game at about 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mike says, what pick are you on, Patson? So, yeah, 21. So that is our pick right there. And I am certainly looking forward to seeing who we're going to take here. I feel it's going to be either defensive line or linebacker. I feel like those are the two routes we have to go in that first round. If it's something outside of that, I'm going to be looking at Bill like, Bill, you sure? Are you sure? So I feel like that's what it's going to be. Old man says, man, I haven't heard his name in a long time. And so, yes, good old Rohan Davey. And so he was definitely one of my favorite backups to have in terms of just his development, watching him in NFL Europe. I'm pretty sure he's with the Galaxies back at that time. And so he would play for them most of those summer seasons. So, but yeah, Rohan Davey, he was ahead of Cliff Kingsbury on the depth chart that year. So, oh yeah, I remember that. Let's see, Mike says, oh, hey, what up, old man? And so, absolutely. All right, so the 76ers right now in full control of this one. They're up 80-58 right now. Trying to do a bounce pass to Harris, who was cutting there. Ball went out of bounds. Again, we still got 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. But yeah, guys, I'm going to reach the point, though, to where very soon, I'm pretty sure, where I'll be closer to kind of like, I guess you can say how Coach Dante does when he goes from live streams to gaming to live streams to gaming and stuff like that, to where it'll be a lot more consistent of content on this channel. Of course, I'll still get the news out, but it'll be like in certain periods where we'll get like peak news and stuff like that. But I'm still figuring things out so far. But I think I've got a pretty good idea now that I'm entering into another year of, YouTube and stuff on how I want this channel to look. So definitely excited about that. I've been testing a couple things for, I want to use I'm not going to be using what I'm using right now for my live streams. I'll be using something a little bit different when it comes to my gaming stuff. Because I like the features on that one. I've been trying to get it to work for these live streams, but I haven't been able to get it to the point where I can still see the comments on it when I use the other, when I use Streamlab the way that I can for OBS Studio, because I can connect it to Restream here, which is huge when it comes to me trying to stream the multiple platforms. So either I don't know what I'm doing, or that's either not a feature, one of the two. Meanwhile, Toronto Raptors missed that one. 76ers. Fast break, puts it up. 2 more points. They are going to run these guys out the building right now. It is getting ugly, 84-58. Yeah, it is getting ugly right now. If you're the Toronto Raptors here, you just got to find a way to erase this. You got to find a way to erase this. All right, let's see. My man Allen says, anybody say I'm wasting money on them? I got them all to honor John Madden because people say they're not worth anything. I got every Madden with all the papers and boxes in good shape. I watch them on TV. And so that is nice. So you recently went out there and acquired the missing pieces, it sounds like, in terms of what you didn't already have. But that is great. I mean, thinking about all those classic games, I remember back around the 2004, 2005, I'll say 2004, because I know for a fact that's when we had Madden. Mike Vick was on the cover that year, and then they had, Ray Lewis the following year, but they had Mike Vick that year. You had ESPN 2K. Obviously, we know, I think at that time, Warren Sapp was on the cover of that one. You had NFL Fever. NFL Fever had Peyton Manning on the cover. You had NFL Game Day. I think they had that year LaDainian Tomlinson on the cover of their last game, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, you had games, even before that, like your NFL Blitz, NFL Street, all that time. But there were so many NFL games that you could play for that they had no choice but to bring their A game each and every time. And so when I'm hearing you mention all those classic games and stuff like that, I'm getting all those flashbacks of all those older games that we used to have to play from way back when that we no longer have as options. Let's see. Mike says Pats need Clowney. And so, hey, Clowney would be a good addition. But think about Clowney. Clowney like to get paid. And Clowney like to come at the last minute. I think Clowney does not like going to camp. So he likes to come at the last minute. And my man he likes to break the bank when he does come. He's always out there. He said he's going to put a high offer out there. And he said someone's going to pay. Someone's going to pay. Let's see. Allen says, watch him back in the day when he called the game. Missed that too. Oh, yes. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, 2016K a year. If you budget your money, you can get a nice apartment and paying bills for a year. You should have at least 10K still in the bank. Not a bad life. Keep word if you budget your money. And you know how people are. A lot of people, if they start getting more money, you talk about budgeting, they're either going to not budget or either there's a possibility. I'll add on to that one. Also, make sure whoever you put in charge of your money, that's someone that you can trust without a doubt. Because I'm seeing too many stories now where agents are ripping people off, or either someone at the bank even with the money, just running away with it, aka Dwight Freeney back in the day. So you definitely make sure whoever in charge of your money, that you're constantly tracking your money as well and stuff like that, and that you really trust that person. Let's see, old man says, what's good, Mike? Let's see, old man says, I'd rather have Trey Flowers over Clowney. And so, hey, there you go. There you go. If we can bring him back, that would be great. Let's see, Mike says, I want Bills, Melvin Gordon, then trade back in the draft. And so I honestly feel like Kenneth Walker III is going to be a Buffalo Bill. I feel like it's going to happen because Miami went out there and they signed their running back. And so I feel like the Bills can get him in maybe even round 3, possibly. He might even slide. He might be one of those guys that slides to round 3. So it's a possibility you can get him in round 3. And if you can get him in round 3, that's going to be a steal for what he can do for this offense there. Therefore, you don't have to waste your first 2 picks from round 1 and round 2. Get him in the 3rd. That's a great pickup right there because you're going to get a guy that's going to come in there and he's going to feast in that backfield for Buffalo. He's going to make life extremely easy. Meanwhile, shot goes up there. For Toronto, it's now a 24-point game with the 76ers leading this one 84-60. Sixers cross half court here. Let's see. Allen says, my other favorite is ESPN 2K5 NFL. And so, yes, I still to this day play ESPN 2K5, and I'm waiting on after the draft for them to go ahead and update the roster with the incoming rookies. And then once that happens, I'll do my best I like to edit the actual attributes to what I feel, these players are. It takes some time, but I enjoy doing that. And then once I get it to how I like it, then make my difficulty settings extremely difficult, then, hey, I go ahead and set me up a franchise mode and I play through that. Let's see. Mike says realistic dream draft scenario, everyone. And so, yes. But yeah, getting a quality running back, you'll be able to get your running back in the late, like day 2, day 3 for sure in this year's draft. Oh, blocked from behind there. Oh, man, but they're going to give that one to Toronto. Okay. Doc doesn't like it, but his team's up 25 points. All right, so guys, tell me a guy in the draft that you think, when it comes to the NFL draft, tell me a player that you think a lot of people are sleeping on this player and that maybe you haven't heard them mention this guy too much, or maybe perhaps there's a lot of criticism coming his way and you're thinking that he's like going to prove them wrong. So tell me a player that you think is just being overlooked and is going to show some people wrong, probably being disrespected in this draft. All right, meanwhile, the Raptors with the basketball here crossing half court. Backside screen taking place. Going to take the jumper. Gets the 2 points. All right. 87-64. Sixers up by 23. You see Joel Embiid right now. Looks like he probably jammed his finger or something. But he's got the basketball here. Going to play through it. Gives it back to Embiid here. He's looking for someone to pass the ball to. Maxey goes in, puts the shot up. Going to be an offensive foul right there. That's one thing you got to be careful of. When you got to lead like this, I know you want to keep, your foot on the gas pedal here, but you don't want anybody going out there and getting hurt that you're going to need the rest of the way. Let's see. Mike says, mine is trade back to second. I want 3 seconds so you can get a cornerback, receiver, and a running back. Mike, I like that idea. I like that. If I'm the GM, I'm always looking to trade back unless I'm just a team that's in the top 10 and I really need that pick. But otherwise, I'm always going to be looking to trade back. There are some guys that never trade up. I'd be one of those guys that very rarely trade up. If I'm trading up, it'll be no sooner than maybe round 4 or something like that. If there's a guy that I think is just an absolute steal, that maybe he had some some troubles outside and that's what caused him to drop, maybe something like that. But other than that, I mean, that's just, yeah. Let's see. Old man says, Hassan Haskins, young man's a beast here, reminds me of Blunt. And so I'll tell you what, old man, there's a team. I don't like this team, so I hope they don't do this. So I'm hoping they're not listening. But there's a team that would be perfect for him. And that's if the Giants were to go ahead and take him. And, obviously they'd be able to get him in round 6, I would think. Either 5 or 6, one of those two. But if they took him, I think that would be a very, very good pickup for them if they made that move there. But my hatred of the Giants comes first, so I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. But yeah, someone like him, I mean, I got to give the kid respect. And what I like the most about him is his character off the field. I remember before the Ohio State game, as much as it pains me, when they were showing, what he was doing out there in the community. I believe around, it wasn't either Christmas or I think it was Thanksgiving. He was out there in the community using his money that he was, getting sponsored from in terms of providing turkey for the people that did not have or just wanted to come out there and get it. And he was physically out there himself dishing out the turkeys using his own money. The guy is a high-class type of guy, so certainly a great young man right there in that regards, even though he went to Michigan. I'll overlook that. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, really starting to think Bill Belichick will either take an O-line or trade back. And so Bill loves trading back. You know that. I mean, Bill taking the O-line. Other years, I'd say yes, but this year, our defense was terrible. Our defense was bad, and we already know the offense isn't going to go out there and lead the league in scoring. That's no surprise. We got to get some foundational pieces, some young foundational pieces on this defense. That's a must. And honestly, I know secondary is a need, but that's something we can get in round 2 or round 3. Right now, we got to get that front 7, and we got to get them to the point where all the great Bill Belichick teams that we've had, when we had our Teddy Bruschi's, when we had our Mike Vrabels, where we had our Willie McGinnis, all those guys back there at linebacker and stuff like that. The Ted Johnsons of the world even before then. All those guys that we've had, Gerard Mayo. We got to get back to having guys like that on defense for our Patriots defense to be what it can be. Meanwhile, Toronto just throwing stuff up here. They got that in the fall. They are in the bonus here, but they still trail 92-68 with about 50 seconds to go in the third. Let's see. Mike says, Rattler great. We'll save him for a future Buffalo conversation. Let's see. Mike says, I check him out, old man. And so look at that. The 76ers, they're just stacking it on right now. 95-68, guys. Let's see. Old man says, no, JB, I want us to take him in the 5th. If we got him, our running back group would be top 3. I want us to take him in the 6th. If we can get him in the 6th, I'm all for it. I want him to get taken in the 6th, in the 5th round. I feel like that'll be a round where we can get an offensive lineman in round 5. So if we can get him in round 6, I'd be even happier. But I'm sure that Bill is making note of it. Let's see. Old man says, Mike, if Buffalo got him, I would actually say they're Super Bowl favorites. And so, that's a bold statement right there. A bold statement. All right, so at the end of the third quarter, guys, 76ers leading this one by 22 points, 95-73. All right, so let's see. Mike says, what's his 40? In terms of, let's see, Hassan. Let me see if I can find that real quick for you, Mike. Let's see. because I'm interested in that myself in terms of what is his 40 time. All right, so yeah, he ran a 4.74 40 in high. What it was, or is that in high school? Or hold on, that could be back in high school. But yeah, either way, it's not going to be the most impressive number for that 40 time on paper. But he's got game speed. He's got real game speed. Let's see. Old man says, "Yeah, I don't see him being there in round 6." And so, yeah, I'll have to see how the board plays out, though. I'll have to see how that board plays out there, and if there's a possibility. I mean, hey, if it happens, great. But either round 6, round 5, though. I mean, heck, if we can just find a way to finally get rid of N'Keal Harry somehow, some way, I would love to get a 5th back for him. That would be amazing. We could use that pick. Let's see. Mike says Bill's going to win that Super Bowl with ease. Hey, you were looking for competition last year, Mike, but then I don't know, that Kansas City game. I mean, that was tough. That was a tough way to lose. That was a tough way to lose, honestly. And that the way that Buffalo had lost there, it was really tough to lose that way. Let's see, old man says 4.47 seconds. And so, all right, but then he corrected it to 4.74. So, okay, yeah, that sounds accurate there. Let's see, Alan says, if you look back from all consoles to the next gen, it's crazy how consoles look different every year they came out. And so, yeah, but I absolutely love when it came to Madden. I loved how they had the features set up on the original Xbox. I still play the Madden on the original Xbox because there were so many great features that they had, from the Tony Bruno show to going back to where you had all the training camps, your mini camps, and all that stuff. There were so many great features that they had. I remember they tried the quarterback vision thing. I tried it for a minute, but after a while I had to turn that off. But I did like the idea that they at least tried something like that. I remember they introduced the hit stick, the truck stick, all that stuff. It was great. It was fun. I loved it, the draft as well, because sometimes, you end up on a game where the computer's going crazy with the draft. And so, but I liked it, the way that it was in the original Xbox. But yeah, absolutely. Each year was different. And so, all right, let's see. All right, getting ready to start continue, I should say. We'll start the 4th quarter here. Let's see. Mike says, my footage shows Breece Hall go down at first contact. And so, yeah, for me, Mike, I mean, if you guys have noticed, a lot of people have been high on Breece Hall. There's a few places where if he goes, I think he can reach his potential, but he's not someone that's, in my opinion, that if I'm a GM, I'm not going out of my way to draft Breece Hall. I could be wrong, but for me, I'm just not sold on that. I think the best running back in this draft is Kenneth Walker III. That's my opinion, but many people seem to have Breece Hall up there. So, wherever he ends up going, best of luck to him. If he's in the right system, like if he ended up in Miami, and literally they have a running back, but if he ended up in Miami, then that would be the ideal situation for him where he can shine. But a lot of scenarios, if he's not going to a scheme like that, then we'll see just how great he'll be. We will see. Let's see. Mike says, Moss Singletary runs slower than turtles. Now, watch the moment he leaves Buffalo, he becomes Marshawn Lynch 2.0. The moment he leaves Buffalo. Let's see. Old man says, yeah, Mike, that's the problem with Hall. He doesn't really fight for yards. And I don't like running backs who go down on first contact. That's why, if you ask me, and I'm sure 80s would hate that I said this, but I mean, when it came to, Slady McCoy, I mean, I was not fond of his game for a good minute. I mean, even when he was going out there rushing for 1,500 yards and all like that, I just was like, my preference, I prefer that power back. I just do. It just does something when you have a great quarterback. And then when the weather gets bad and you have a power running back, it just helps you out so much in the playoff time. Once defenses start getting a little tired, in the 4th quarter, you have a power back. That's great. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, McCoy was great. He was real great, but just wasn't my cup of tea, I guess you can say, for what I'm looking for in a running back. Let's see, Alan says, everybody Xbox versus PlayStation. It's Xbox versus Amazon and Google because Xbox is like the cloud from Xbox Cloud. And so there you go. Let's see, old man says Hall autocorrect. And so autocorrect will do it to you. It will do it to you. I just wish autocorrect would do that whenever the Buckeyes defensive coordinator calls a play. Just correct the play to the correct play that it should be, as opposed to what he's trying to call. That would be great. Meanwhile, for the Toronto Raptors here, gets inside, missed it, puts it back up on a putback. All right, it's 97-73 right now, guys. Harden's got the basketball up top. He wants the screen. They're going to call the foul. We got a technical foul here. And Harden misses the free throw. Well, I did say I had the 76ers winning this game. I just did not think it was going to be to this magnitude. Again, there's still 10 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in this one. 76ers with the ball up top. Up, stepped out of bounds there, stepped out of bounds. All right, but I'll ask you guys this, for when it comes to the NFL, what's what fan base, like obviously you can't use your own favorite team for this scenario, but what fan base do you guys feel has perhaps the best fan base, obviously outside of your own favorite team, that you've noticed in the NFL? It can just be maybe you've seen their team go through some tough years, but you still see the support there. Just let me know which environment really just stands out to you in terms of the fans and the love they have for their team. Meanwhile, the 76ers working the ball there around the perimeter there. Posting up on the block, two guys gets there with Harris, still puts it up. Misses that one. They get the rebound, goes up with it. This time the Raptors have the basketball. Van Fleet has it. It's about 9 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. Van Fleet kicks it out for three. Bad miss. But I guess to go down, maybe it's an assist. So right now, if I'm the Raptors, you want to get something positive. You want to get on a run that's going to get this out of your mind right now. You want something positive to happen right now. But right now, the 76ers, they lead this one 97-78 with about 9 minutes left to go. Old man says the Lions. He says they would go to a game that's -30 and Lions down by 70. Lion fans will still be rooting their team. You know what? You're right about that. They'll be down to the frigid Green Bay Packers at the last game of the season, wearing a bag over their head, but nothing else aside from pants out there in the cold. And so you're right about that. I will say that. You are right about that. I would have to say, for me, I'm torn between the Seahawks and the Steelers. I'm torn between those two because, I know the Seahawks, regardless of what they're doing out there in the field, they're going to come out there. That 12th man is going to be live, and they're going to be in full support of their team, regardless of the product that their team is producing. They definitely have some A-level one type of fans out there. But again, right now we're currently at the commercial because the 76ers have used a full timeout in this one. Again, the score right now, 76ers 97, Toronto Raptors 78 in the fourth quarter with just 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Let's see, old man says NFL is looking into the Browns for tanking 2016, 2017, or 2016 through 2018. As they should. I mean, when you have, like, anytime you see the scenarios where the team just constantly, I say, look at the moves they're making. Like when Brian Flores says what he says, I'm not just speaking as a fantasy football owner that also was upset that Ryan Fitzpatrick got benched when he was doing so good when he was with the Dolphins, but you made the switch when he was balling. Who does that? What serious team that cares about winning makes that switch at that point in time? I don't care. You saw last year the 49ers, when they saw they had a chance to win, they stuck with Jimmy G. Even if Trey Lance was the future, they stuck with Jimmy, and that gave them the best chance to make the playoffs there and even get on a bit of a run and almost got to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G, despite the fact that now they're going to demote him to backup if he is still on the roster by the time the season started. It seems like all indications are pointing towards, but that's a completely different story. But that being said, though, Cleveland Browns, though, I mean, you would think so. But I don't know. I mean, I remember there was a time where Cleveland tried to make a trade for A.J. McCarron, and the trade didn't work, not because it was decline, but because they, quite frankly, just didn't know how to make a trade. And so they were unable to get the trade off. If I'm A.J. McCarron, I probably would have sued somebody because we had a deal in place. I was going to be a starting quarterback in this league, and then that happens. He ends up never getting the role that he wanted to get and messed up his chance, all because the Browns were being the Browns back then. But I'm sure there were some decisions that did, conspire to that. Obviously, back then they wanted to stock up on all those draft picks. Meanwhile, Toronto hits a three. Okay. 97-81. Back to a 16-point game here with about 8 minutes and 12 seconds to go. They've outscored Philly in the fourth quarter 10-2. Embiid. An offensive foul. Going to be a turnover. All right, here we go. Raptors bringing the ball up cross half court. Gets it to the block. Van Fleet still has it. About 5 seconds on the play clock here. I'm sorry, shot clock. Could be a kick ball. All right, Raptors looking to inbound the ball here. Gets it inbounded at the top. Still has the ball here. Going to try to take his man. Makes the pass in the corner. Kicks it back up top. Steps back for three. Gets it to fall. Uh-oh. We've got a 13-point game here. They're outscoring Philly 15-2 in this fourth quarter. They're on a 13-0 run in the last 3 minutes and 15 seconds here. Philly might want to start hitting some shots if they don't want this to get very interesting. Harden has it. Gets inside. Puts it up. Too short. Missed it. Raptors cross half court here. And this is the kind of stuff right here that can carry over to another game as well if you're Toronto, in the case that even if you don't pull this comeback off, this kind of confidence can carry over to the next game. They do the bounce pass, gets inside, and he gets that one. All right, 97-86. I'm sure the crowd's getting a little anxious right now. This is where if I'm Joel Embiid, you got to impose your will right now. Let's see, old man says, that's right, Raptors, get angry, get mean. Ha, ha, ha. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid, speaking of getting angry and getting mean, went in there, but to no avail. He missed that one. Raptors get the rebound here, crossing half court. Has it up top, sets the screen for him. He lost the ball. And so, nobody bought it to pick up the ball? Gonna pull the three. Gets it to fall. And this is exactly what the 76ers have been waiting for this quarter. Big time three. And hate to say it, but they definitely needed to get that. But Raptors with the basketball, they trail by 14. Score is Philly 100, Toronto 86. Raptors step back for three. Airballs that one. All right, so now we've got the foul there. Yeah, that was a lot of travel right there. I'm not going to lie. That man traveled without booking the flight right there. That was that was a lot of traveling right there. But 76ers right now at the line. First free throw goes up. That is good. 101 to 86. All right, second free throw attempt for Harris is up. That is good as well. 2 for 2 at the free throw line here. Philly's up 106 to 80. I'm sorry, 102 to 86 with about 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Working the ball around the perimeter here. Sets the screen for him. Going to take the three-point shot. Missed that one. Harris gets the rebound here for the 76ers. They cross half court. Gives it back to Harden up top. Sets the screen for him. Makes the pass in the corner. Gives it to Embiid. Steps back. But it's going to be a foul right there. So another offensive foul. All right, Raptors go ahead and inbound the ball. Crossing half court. Makes the pass, gets it back. Van Vliet has it. Bounce pass. Kicks it in the corner. Throws it back up top here. Got about 3 seconds to work with. Gets it down low. He gets blocked. They knew it was coming. 76ers with the basketball here. Makes the pass. Harden kicks it across. Danny Green misses that one. It's going to be a foul, though. You see Embiid's on the floor. Embiid misses the first free throw. Second free throw is up, and that is good. So the score right now, 76ers lead this one 103 to 86. Raptors with the basketball here. Crossing half court. With about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Philly trying to hold on to the lead here and go up 2-0. Embiid contested that shot. Sixers with the basketball here. Danny Green throws it down. 105-86. And so with that, we're going to have a full timeout called by Toronto here with the score being 105-86. Let's see. Old man says A.J. Brown took everything Titans off his Instagram, and it's rumored he's not going to do nothing with the Titans till he get paid. And so, hey, situations like that, we know how that can play out. So I would love to have A.J. Brown out there, especially for the Pats here. That would be amazing right there. That'd be amazing for the team, amazing for him to live out his, with his favorite team. And not to mention, it also helped me out on Madden as well. So I certainly can use that because I'm very tired of not being able to throw the ball to anybody. But yeah, we'll continue to monitor that situation, though. We will certainly continue to monitor that situation. Let's see. Alan says, the game is over. Get ready for the next game. And so you're right. I'm hoping with that timeout, they just go ahead, make some substitutions. We don't want nobody getting hurt. These guys already made a lot of sacrifices out there. I mean, you've got Joel Embiid. He's got 29 points out there. You've got Maxey. He's got 21 points also out there. Matter of fact, every single starter for the 76er is in double-digit scoring so far in this game. So that just goes to show, the starting five, they've been putting in work today. So, Harris, he's got 17 points out there as well. So in the end, 76ers, they just came out and they were ready for it. They took care of business at home. We'll see what they do on the road down there at Toronto. Game 3 is going to be critical. If you get game 3, you can make this an extremely short series, which is what you want if you're the 76ers. Let's see. I see currently right now that the Utah Jazz are currently up over the Dallas Mavericks 55-48 as of right now. Should be getting ready for the start of the Denver and Golden State game coming up soon. All right, here we go. Raptors inbound the ball here. Gonna cross half court. And of course, this game pretty much already over, you could say. But hey, they got 2 points right there. And old man says the Raptors let him down. And so, yeah, I think they let a lot of people down tonight. I thought it was going to be a much closer game. But, hey, game 3, backs against the wall, going to be at home. I mean, that's the part where you have to go ahead and at least get game 3 so you don't get swept. So game 3 is going to be critical for them. They're going to come out, and I expect that one to be a much more competitive game. Oh, what a rip. Let's see. Allen says call a timeout and rest players and put new players in. And so, yeah, at this point, that's all you can accomplish right now. Let these guys get in there and finish this one out. But again, right now, a 15-point game. 76 inbound the ball there. Oh, going to be a turnover. Y'all might want to check the replay for this one. So we got Doc standing up right now. All right, so we got a full timeout called here by the 76ers. All right, let's see. All right, so yeah, tomorrow's stream will be for the Atlanta Hawks versus the Miami Heat. And so I will be streaming that game because, quite frankly, I've got to go to sleep sometimes at a decent time. So I got to choose the earliest game that comes on throughout the week. So, yeah, it'll be the Heat versus the Hawks. And I will set up that stream after this one concludes. But again, this game still 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining. We had a coach's challenge. So it's a coach's challenge. I expect this one to be overturned. I just expect for this one to be overturned. Let's see. Old man says that's going to be a great game. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, last Sunday, I really wanted to see game one of that one because, I mean, obviously, I've lived, in both areas, both Miami, Atlanta. And so, for me, I'm very intrigued with that matchup, even though we're talking about, the 1 versus 8, but still, I want to see what Trae Young does game 2 here. Can he bring it and drop a 40-point game here and help the Hawks out? Like, that'd be great if he can have. And they're going to need about an A+ performance or an A- out of him if they're going to come out victorious in that one, I think. And I think he's fully capable of doing that. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid has it. 2 guys on him, makes the pass, gives it to Danny Green, who gives it back to Embiid. Embiid going to take the shot. Embiid's going to make the shot. All right, 107-90. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. A 17-point game again. Philly is in a bonus. Joel Embiid, he's got 31 points and 11 rebounds in this one. And the Raptors go inside. There's going to be some free throws coming up. Shot goes up. That is good. And again, right now, the 76ers lead this one 107-91 over the Raptors with about 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. That free throw is good as well. Makes the pass there to Harris. He throws it to Green. They've got the numbers advantage. Joel Embiid is going to take it back out here. Wants to run a little bit of clock. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Almost whipped the ball out there. Embiid passes the ball. Harris has it. Got to do something with it. Just barely gets it up there. Possession's going to be with the Raptors here. Again, they trail by 15 with about 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go. Let's see. So, yeah, we already know tomorrow's going to be. But, yeah, I am looking forward to that one here. Hawk Heat should be a nice one, hopefully. And let's see, looking towards Wednesday. Obviously, Wednesday looks like the Nets versus the Celtics. I'll take it day by day just to see how I'm doing fatigue-wise in terms of back-to-back streams. But should everything be all right, then I'll be looking at the Nets and Celtics come Wednesday. And let's see. Thursday, I would aim for the Grizzlies and Timberwolves. So perfect. I like the early game schedules that they have throughout this week. Now, Friday, I would definitely take Friday off. More time, most likely for sure. But yeah, just looking at the games this week, I like the early games they have coming on here. I'm all for it. Meanwhile, 76ers add on to that lead there. 2 more points, 109-94. Raptors get the 3-point shot up. That is good. 109-97. And right now, the 76ers, all they're trying to do is just run out as much time as they can. About 8 seconds. Green, wide open, passes it. Harris in the corner. Gets that 3-point shot there. Big time 3-point shot there. They're up 112-97, about a minute and 6 seconds to go. Raptors with the basketball here, sets the screen. Van Fleet's looking to pass the ball. It's going to be a steal. Going to be a steal. And so you know what that means. It's about 15 seconds left. So the 76ers will take the big 2-0 lead in this series. Obviously, game 3 will be very crucial if Toronto does not want to get swept and have any chance of making this a series. Van Fleet has it. Going to drive to the basket. Gets blocked. 76ers have it. Gets the ball to Harris. And now they're just running out the time, people. They're running out the time. But this one is over. So the final score is going to be 76ers 112, Raptors 97. Let's see, Braden says back, JB. I had something to go to. Understand that, Braden. You came back just in time to see the final score with the 76ers winning this one 112-97. But I'll be streaming tomorrow's game between the Hawk and the Heat. I will set that one up for tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll be streaming when it comes to the games that I do stream during the week. It's going to be probably the first game that comes on throughout the week if you're just looking, further in the schedule. Again, I'll take it day by day in terms of, like, how I'm doing fatigue-wise. But should everything go great, we'll hopefully be able to get all of those games, with the exception being Friday. Friday will be the only day that I will take off from streaming. But absolutely, guys. Let's see, old man says, another great stream, JB. Yeah, appreciate it, and appreciate you guys. And so, yeah, the 76ers taking that 2-0 lead in this one. Braden says Raptors are in trouble. And so, yeah, they're on the verge of going extinct out there. So they need to get their act together. Alan says see you tomorrow. So, yeah, see everybody tomorrow. I've got to go ahead and get some sleep for work in the morning. But appreciate you guys again for coming out. Looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow as we watch the Hawks travel down to the Heat. And hopefully that will be a close game. I'm hoping that Trae Young goes ahead and balls out tomorrow. I've lived in both places. I want to see that game come down to the wire. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a great game there. And maybe even the Hawks steal that one and make it an interesting series. I would love to see that. But, yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. You guys enjoy your night. Take care. And looking forward to seeing you again later on. Braden says, see you tomorrow, JB. Yeah, see you then, Braden. But, yeah, signing out, guys. So see you then.